Now. 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 The power of now. Living in the now. The present is the present. There are only 3 days left, and nothing happens in 2 of them, yesterday or tomorrow. The questions are, what is the now? How do we find the now? And how can it change your life? The now is all there is. We have now, and there was now before. There's now in the future. Every now that is, ever was, or ever will be, is all the same now. They're not separate. They are all in the same place. One now. That is how oneness happens. It is one now. I've been living in the same house for 25 years as of yesterday. And almost every day I'd walk my dog down the country lane, along the creek, through the hills, the woods, always focused on getting somewhere. I'd be doing a power walk, or I'd be doing my positive affirmations, or I just let my mind do its monkey brain thing, just go crazy. But always going forward, moving. One day I realized that my dog was more interested in stopping than in walking. And I thought, well, what if I did that? What if I went for a stop instead of a walk? Stop and be in the moment and notice my surroundings. Notice myself. Now, rest assured, I didn't stop for the same reasons that my dog. So as I was doing this, one day, something different happened. I stepped into the now moment. Capital N-O-W, now. Eckhart Tolle wrote The Power of Now, and he talks about how his experience, one night he just decided that he was no longer willing to live with himself. And himself left, and the next morning he was free of the chatter. He was totally in the now. So much so that he quit his job and lived on a park bench for 2 years. This thought flickered through my head as I'm standing there in the now. I didn't want to live on a park bench for 2 years. Dr. Jill Taylor wrote the book, My Stroke of Insight. She was a brain scientist who experienced a stroke on the left side of her brain and watched it deteriorate as a scientist over 4 hours until she was no longer able to think logistically. She no longer had any memories. There was nothing but the now for her. That's what this experience was like. I was totally in the now moment. I felt like I was connected to everything. Everything in the space that I'm looking at, beyond that, I seemed to melt into everything around me. I noticed a vibration that seemed to take over everything. A combination of sound and light, a vibration that was like making everything shimmering, including me. I was filled with this sense, with this expansion. It filled me up. It rose up. It seemed to pour out like lava. But it didn't pour out onto things. It poured out with, in connection, in oneness. Eventually, I came to. And I found myself standing smack dab in the middle of the road, grateful that no cars had come along. And Rudy, my dog, he was ready to move on. So I continued my walk. And I began to analyze. I was thinking about, how did that happen? What was it? What was going on there? I started analyzing, and I thought, that's it. For that moment, I was devoid of analysis. Devoid of comparison, of judgment. In that moment, there was nothing to say about anything around me except that it was the same as me. Just like every now moment is the same as every now moment. It seems so simple to find the now. I don't know how you can find the now. I can tell you my experience. Perhaps that's useful. I don't know how you find that. But what if you did drop analysis, comparison, judgment of people that you meet, people that you talk to? Can you imagine that right now? Thinking about someone, even someone sitting next to you here. If there was no analysis, comparison, or judgment, none at all, what would be separating you? Nothing. You would be connected. You would be one. So try it. Try dropping the analysis, the comparison, the judgment with other people. As a matter of fact, try dropping analysis, comparison, judgment of yourself. And see if you discover oneness.